I just like to make an announcement. I made it on Thursday, but I think I should repeat it. Tomorrow there won't be a meditation class. I have to do this every 2 months, this procedure with my eye, and it's tomorrow. So there won't be a class. The next class will be on Wednesday. Does anyone have a question you would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question. This is Tom. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Tom.
Um, During my workday, when I become aware of receiving energy, what's the best way of working with that?
When you become aware of what?
When I become aware of receiving energy, what's the best way to work with that? Should I take a break and do an exercise or relax inside and let it go for a while?
All of the above. Plus, I mean, if you feel energy like that, sit down for 10 minutes. You know, the work will, you'll get finished with it anyway. I mean, just sit down for 10 minutes and open and let that energy come deep inside you. Why pass up an opportunity like that? So you hit a nail into a 2x4 10 minutes later. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you grow spiritually. And if the universe, the cosmos is sending you that kind of energy during the day, sit down for 10 minutes. Take it all in. Just as you're building a house, let the cosmos build you. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty about anything like that. There's nothing to be guilty about. I mean, basically, what you and I and everyone's here to learn is how to get to God. And we're given clues along the way. There are markers on the path. And one of them is that, you get hit with a force of energy, don't pass it up. Sit down 10 minutes, and let it absorb inside you. It's very important. I mean, it's very important to be conscious of, these kind of inspired moments where spiritual energy is sent to us from a higher place that we so often just fluff off. Well, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Well, people are too busy to come to meditation class. It's ridiculous. I mean, people have said, well, my children, my this, my grandchildren, I got this. If your children and grandchildren don't give you an hour and a half to come build your life, there's something wrong in the situation. So you got to take advantage of these inspired moments, these opportunities to grow and use them and make them tantamount to everything, because they will make everything else in your life work. And there won't be resentment towards people because they won't let you, and they demand this and they demand that. And you'll sit down and do your work and grow. And they'll have to get used to you. I really mean that. My family got used to me. I was the lunatic in the family when I was younger. Oh, he's off in Europe. He's with gurus. He's with this one. He's with that one. A crazy son I have. You know, they finally got used to me. And then my mother started coming to meditation class, which was something. Now my daughter's coming. I mean, it's really amazing to see her in my meditation classes now. They will get used to your uniqueness. The job will get finished. Let God finish God's job with you. And if you have inspirational moments, don't turn your back on them. Well, I'm too busy. I got to put together another couple of 2x4s to whatever, it's ridiculous. And you fluff off maybe one of the profoundest experiences you'll have because of a couple of 2x4s. I hope that's clear because it's not only you, Tom, it's just about everybody, you know? Everybody will be hampered and there'll be pressure not to grow, you know, until the moment comes that they get big enough to where that pressure doesn't bother them anymore. And they say, fuck it. My, you know, service to God, my opening to God is more important than all the bullshit that goes on in this world. People's, you know, inherent needs because they don't do anything about themselves. So they have to pull other people's energy.
Stuart,
Any,
uh,
yeah,
can
go
I
ahead.
add another question to that? Um,
Go ahead.
sometimes I sometimes I feel you in waves depending on my opening inside, and sometimes it's a continuous stream. Many times I'm sure I miss what's being sent, but is it good sometimes just to feel that while you're working, or is it better to always sit down when you feel that?
Well, there'll come a time in your growth when you can do that while you work. You know, you can do that. But, you know, if you can't do it, then sit down for 10 minutes, you know?
That that
Or,
makes it a lot clearer for me. Thank you.
yeah, but they will reach a point where you can, you know, every moment of your day is this magical, sacred moment that you're living in the light of God, spirit. But you need the consciousness. You understand? The cosmos is waiting for people on earth to develop the consciousness that allows them to live in the light of God. That's our job. And when you start fulfilling that job, when you start building that kind of an inner life, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, that energy will flow through you and nurture your chakra system and help you to grow. Doesn't matter. We're such in a rush because everything is pressure and importance. It's all bullshit, you know? It's all just ways of people entrapping themselves and not really getting to a place, you know, where they're truly having a spiritual life. And then we can always blame other people for inability, you know, to do what's necessary, to do what has to be done. And it doesn't mean you don't love people, your family, your friends, but you've got to say, I have a purpose. And people have to respect that purpose. Because what is this? I mean, we do this an hour, you know, an hour and a quarter, 4 times a week. It's ridiculous. I once said there's 165 hours in a week, and donating, you know, an hour and a quarter on a Sunday evening, it's ridiculous, you know? People are just busy being busy. Or during the day, you know, taking 15 minutes, sitting down, dropping tension, opening, receiving that inspired energy that's being sent to you from the cosmos. Does anyone else have a question? I hope this is
Thank you,
clear
Stuart.
because otherwise it doesn't work. Otherwise, this is like an adult education program you go to at some university. I once went to one of those classes in yoga and I'm sitting there for an hour yawning, you know, wondering when it's going to go from theoretical knowledge to some real experience of spirit. Never happened. But you can't turn this into that. You have to understand the profundity of this work and that it's going to affect you not only while we do the meditation, but during the day. And you have to take advantage of it. I mean, if people don't like it, if your job has too much, you'll get big enough inside to where, it doesn't matter, what people like and don't like. It doesn't matter, the pressure of your job. You have to live your life and you have to grow spiritually. One day we all drop dead, And then what was the purpose of all of that procrastination? None. Got to come back and do it again. And do it again until one finally learns. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I always love that song by Joni Mitchell about ponies going up and down and we're captured on a carousel of time. It's a wonderful song because it's really profound and true. We're captured on a carousel of time. And the whole point is getting big enough inside where we can step off that carousel. We can get free of karma, free of illusion, free of samsara. Does anyone else have a question I would like to? Okay, if there are no more questions, then the next class will be on Wednesday. And again, God bless you all for being here, part of this. I have a deep gratitude, because, I've made a real commitment to this. As I always kid around, I'm the only one who attends every class. And I have a life that's pretty busy also. But but it's a commitment because I know that I need to do this to continue the growth inside myself. And I'm very grateful to anyone who shows up here so that this class can take place. Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. Bless you all. I'll see everybody on Wednesday. God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Welcome.
Thank you, Stuart.
Good night.
Good night.